how was 2020 for you? Was it a load of old bollocks?
Yep, it was a pretty rubbish year really, wasn't it? Having said that, of course, if you've been following our SAILBOAT rally series, we have visited some of the most incredible places, but they've kind of taken their toll. We're a little bit burnt out and we are looking to take a break from YouTube. But before we do that, we've got a few issues that we want to discuss, not just with each other, but with you guys. So we're looking for your feedback.
And we've also got a competition, so keep watching.
If you've been watching our SAILBOAT rally series, you'll know we had the good fortune to visit some incredible places. And to be honest, we feel pretty blessed that we've been able to see these places in 2020, which, let's face it, was a load of old wank.
Yeah, particularly bad year, as we all know. For us, it started with the loss of our beautiful Millie. She had been sailing with us for 13 years, and losing her at the beginning of the year was a huge blow. Then it was COVID, as we all know, and then finishing off with the perfect lockdown scenario.
Now, what was interesting to see was that during lockdown, people's viewing habits on YouTube changed. In fact, they dropped. I think what's happened is that as more and more web services like Netflix gain popularity, not forgetting, of course, that a lot of people are Zooming each other. So there are a lot of things going on during lockdown that you would have thought would have an increased impact on YouTube viewing figures, but actually has had a negative impact.
Yeah, instead of staying at home watching YouTube when they have a moment, they now have all day long to do it. And so they're doing loads of other things, and it has impacted our viewing figures.
It has. The other thing you should know as well is that once a year, YouTube goes through and it culls views and subscribers, and now this is something that they do every year. It's a way of getting rid of the dead wood, the old accounts, the
bots,
the bots, the spams, the trolls and what have you. And again, every time they do this, we see a step change in our viewing figures. And
not just us, everybody.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, some of the big channels we watch that aren't even sailing channels, you can see a step down in terms of their viewing figures. But, you know, when you're working hard as a two-man team, this can be really quite disheartening, can't it?
Yes, it can.
It's, you know, you put a lot of effort into these videos and then suddenly your viewing figures have halved. So we've had that to contend with. Of course, we've got the dreaded mid-roll ads that YouTube has introduced, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those shortly because we would really like your opinion.
One of the things we're proudest of with Follow the Boat is our integrity. We really try hard to stick to our mantra, which is no fakery, no titillation, and no sensationalism.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, there are a few channels out there that sort of play up to the drama, and it is something that we do play down, and you know, maybe that has a negative effect. We're not drama queens. We just basically tell it like it is.
And we're definitely not titillation queens either, because nobody needs to see me in a bikini or you in a wide front.
Or me, or maybe me in a bikini.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, so anyway, that's Follow the Boat. We really just try to stick to what we are. But what is what we are? This is the question. So we are sailing Follow the Boat, which is fine because we live on a sailboat and we're going around the world. But I think travel probably is our raison d'etre. So we use the sailing boat to go to places, which is why our videos are travel destination pieces some of the time, real hard sailing some of the time, loads of how-tos and discussions on boat maintenance, including our entire year in a boatyard. So we cover the whole gamut, and we're not going to stop doing that, are we?
No, and I think the key thing here is that we just do it when it happens.
Yeah.
So, as you saw with the rally this year, that was pretty much 3 months of travel, a tiny bit of boat maintenance where we had a couple of issues. The next section we'll be putting up will be our time in the boatyard, and that will just be full-on boat maintenance. But these things happen when they happen. Yeah. We're not going to force it. We're not going to pander to the algorithm by always doing boat maintenance.
Yeah,
that is just us, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not always dramatic and it's not always exciting. So our thumbnails and titles, really, they reflect what we're trying to say in our videos. It's not party, 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 fun, fun, fun all the time. This is real.
Fortunately, we have a lot of supporters not just for our financial supporters on FTBMates and Patreon, but of course you guys that watch this these videos. And we understand that a lot of you are you're in it for the long haul. You're not just dipping in and out as and when. You're kind of sticking with us, and that's something that we really, really appreciate.
We really, really do. And there's a whole load of names, I could probably list them off now, but I don't want to embarrass anybody, who I look forward to hearing from every week, because your comments come in thick and fast. And I think most of you know that we reply to pretty much every single one of them.
Yeah, we do make a point of replying to everyone. Yeah. Of course, we know there's lots of people out there, perhaps yourself, who doesn't write comments. But just watches it and enjoys it. If you don't feel like writing a comment, don't worry, it does help us, but at least give us a little thumbs up. And I tell you what really helps us is the share button.
Share. Yeah, we need to get the word out about Follow the Boat a little bit more, and we can do with your help. Doesn't cost you anything, but it could really help us. So that share button means share it to Facebook, Twitter, don't know whether you can do it to Instagram, but any of the social media things. Share it to friends in an email.
One of the other ways that you do support us, of course, is financially through FTBMates and Patreon. And for those people that do that, thank you, we love you. We really do. Now, you may have noticed that in our episodes, we don't really push the whole Patreon FTBMates thing too much. We do need a little bit of financial help. And so we've tried not to go on about it, but we're going to go on about it now because it's really important to us. Not just FTBMates, which is our more involved version of Patreon, also Patreon, and Rum Fund.
Yeah, the Rum Fund. It's a way that people can just send us a one-off, just a little, if you've been watching us for a while, you think, oh, I think I'm going to bung them a few quid. So Rum Fund, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if I can, on screen now. I don't know whether we can. But anyway, yeah, don't forget the Rum Fund, just a little one-off thing. And by the way, taking up on that, it's not e-begging if what you're giving is free. So everything we do...
We know that, don't we? We know that.
And our patrons know that, and our FTB mates know that. But some people just like to have a go at you.
Yes, of course they do. Now, as I say, we try not to go on about it too much. So another way that we have addressed the whole financing of our project is, of course, mid-roll ads. Now, really contentious issue. If you don't know what a mid-roll ad is, it's that random advert that appears in the middle of our videos that we have very little control over. It's something that YouTube rolled out a few months ago.
Without telling anybody.
Yeah, they just put them in there.
As a default.
Yeah.
You have to go in and turn them off, we discovered.
If you still don't know what a mid-roll ad is, here's one now. Okay, jokes aside, we would actually like to know what you think of mid-roll ads. So if you're still not sure what they are, we're going to run one now, and then we would like you in the comments to A, tell us what the ad was, and B, if you find it acceptable or not. And don't forget, these are skippable ads. So you watch 3 seconds and then you can skip it. So here it is.
So that was it. What did you see?
What did you think?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Quite interested in this little experiment.
Really, as a two-man band, which is essentially what we are, we're finding it pretty bloody hard work. Yes. You may not be aware, but some of the bigger channels out there do have production companies behind them.
Or a whole pool of people working on their videos, like whole families, whole groups of people. It's just you mainly, with a bit of help from me.
Yeah, I was watching one the other day where the guy who you think is a solo YouTuber, this latest episode, he brought his editor to sit down in front of the camera, and it's like, oh, where did the editor come from? And then you realise he's actually got a whole bank of people behind him helping him. Oh. Liz and I aren't. We literally do this on our own. Yeah. And don't forget, we have been doing this for a number of years now. And we have put out consistently 1 video a week, sometimes 2 videos a week. And we're just finding it just a little bit too much at the moment. We're kind of a little bit burnt out. We just need a break.
Yeah, I mean, it can take sometimes 3 days. 3 days out of the week when we should be sailing.
The last one took 5.
Yeah, it can take a really long time if they're very complicated. This sort of thing, straight to camera, easier. But when we've got beautiful things to show you, wow, a lot of work goes into that. So, yeah, you're definitely burnt out. I'm teaching on the edge and worried about you. So, yeah, definitely going to take a break. It's not a Christmas break. We're not quite sure when we're coming back, but we're definitely going to take this break.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to come back, and it will definitely be in the new year, but we're not going to stand here now and say we're only taking 2 weeks for Christmas. I think we'll just come back to it when we are ready and refreshed.
Yes.
For all of you who have managed to stay to the duration to the end of this video, I don't know, give us a reason in the comments why we should come back to putting out videos every week.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, so he didn't tell me that that was going to be the competition, so I'm a little bit worried. What are you going to say? Maybe you're going to say, don't come back, we don't want to see you again.
If that's the case, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we'll judge our favourite comment, and when we come back in the new year, that person's going to win something. Don't know what yet.
No.
We'll come up with something.
Once again, thank you so much, guys, for supporting us.
Yes.
Whether it's financially or just by giving us a thumbs up and a share, we really do appreciate it. 2020 was a shit, rotten, wanky year. Here's to 2021, and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Okay.
How was 2020 for you? Load of old bollocks? A load of old bollocks?
Let's do it again.
Has it been a load of old bollocks?
2020 was a load of old wank.